Hello and welcome back to Axis and Allies. This will be the third match within the A&A Club Teams League here. Panzers East versus COMMANDOS. As you can see, I'm back on the Axis team with my previous teammate throughout so far being Joe Schmo. I'll be playing Germany again and Joe as Japan versus Jordan as Russia, ELRIC as UK, and Caster Rav as the US. However, this video will be about the wildcard game featuring myself and ELRIC. Now, the wildcard game is interesting because essentially it is random what side you're assigned. Basically a coin flip, what side you get. So now, luckily for me, or unluckily, I got the Allies. Wildcard games are worth 3 points, so we'll see what I can do with the Allies here. Now onto the game. Right, let's get on with the game here. Yes, I'll be playing the Allies versus ELRIC as the Axis here. Now, I've not played him before, so I have no idea what to expect from him. But I do not need to go in depth about what I'm doing on Russia round 1. Yep, not that. Definitely is not it. Yep. Standard 4 and 2. 12 and 9 attack. Basically got to pray for the best, so good luck to Russia. Alright, I'm very happy with that. Come on, boys. The bomber hits, that's awful, but he missed everything else. Okay, definitely not this time. Well, I'm going to have to... Do I retreat here? If I leave it, that's 3 tanks. And then that's 4 tanks and infantry. Battleship bombard and all of his air on it. Yeah, I think I have to take it. Okay, well, that's a bit crap, but at least I took Ukraine. Yeah, well, gonna do my standard movement here. Yeah, pretty much average for Russia there. There's pretty promising start in Ukraine, but dice did let down afterwards, so... Well, that's it, right? There's nothing else to do. Yeah, I'll take an average start for Russia. Anything over me failing Ukraine. This is like the first time in the last month that I've actually taken Ukraine. Every other time it's failed. But, I mean, failing Ukraine is pretty bad, but it's not game-ending. You have to give up the Caucasus for the most part. But, yeah. Well, that is the end of Russia round 1. I'll be back for UK round 1. Right. UK round 1. Bomber, 5 infantry, 1 fighter, 1 artillery for the Germans here. 2 infantry and a bomber to Italy. 3 infantry, artillery and a fighter to Berlin. Took Karelia and stacked it. Killed the destroyer in 17. Took Transjordan, no units lost. Took Ukraine, no units lost. Killed everything in Zone 7. And only lost a submarine. So this is a very strong start for Germany here. With an unorthodox buy, I don't normally see a double air purchase. Now, I have heard of the free fighter buy, Germany round 1, and what that seems to do is kick Russia off. It kicks the allies off of West Russia from round 2, right? And the extra fighter, along with the bomber, it just adds too much pressure. I can get it to like a... Considering what I need to do with the allies, I can get it to like a 30% to hold. Yeah, I can't really take that. So that, yeah, it is an interesting buy. But obviously that means there's less units from Germany in the long run. Well, early on, I should say. So yeah, there's a pretty good start for Germany compared to Russia, I would say. Well, for the UK, as of right now, I'm thinking of an infantry, 2 artilleries with 2 fighters. Now, he stacked Karelia. I don't normally punish a Germany stacking it around 1, but I think I will this game. Considering I had an average West Russia. Which surprisingly enough, I've had pretty bad Ukraine and West Russias recently, so I've just not been able to have the strength or courage to really go against it. But as of right now, it's a 70% battle with 1 IPC attacker profit. So, and I can't hold West Russia. There's too much pressure going on. Even if I trade this efficiently and take both territories, or just kill the units, it's just not there for me. And I think, yeah, I'll punish it and then retreat into Archangel. And if my fighters live, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. I should be able to stack that relatively easily, because he should have roughly... I mean, if I go for... Let's have a look. Look at a 3-round strafe. Attackers have 2 fighters, 2 tanks left to his 2 tanks left. No, that's a bit crap, to be honest. I'm hoping it's a bit better than that. Maybe I do a 2-round strafe. 2 fighters, 3 tanks and artillery left to 4 tanks and infantry. Yeah, I don't know. It's still kind of problematic, especially with all this air, but I think I can still hold this. I'll probably put the American fighter here as well. He might do Szechuan. Yeah, it's kind of problematic because I need to... I don't normally kill the battleship, but I suppose considering that he bought a bunch of air around 1, I don't think I need to kill the battleship, now that I think about it. Alright, I've gone through a couple things. It's just mostly alternating my buy here. I think I'm going to go to 3 infantry, a fighter and a bomber. I was just overviewing my moves as well. I think I'll do 61, use the transport for Transjordan, move the carrier on its own in 33, move the cruiser to 30, the sub into 37, and then the transport with an infantry in 41, and that should be a juicy enough target for him to commit the sub down. So if he insists on doing Pearl, it'll be in light instead. I want to try and preserve especially the fighter from the US here. Yeah, I think that's fine. Move this tank down to French West and actually have the US SAC, a transport and a destroyer, take Morocco, and then prep for a Norway take with transport SAC as well. But that should be fine. Considering I'm going to be hitting Karelia here, I need to... I don't know. I need something to soak up his boats. And hopefully I have something living here and something here that might be enticing for him to hit. I doubt it. But he does have more air. So he might go for it, I don't know. But this will be the buy. Yeah, I wanna get some bombers, I think. I might do 2 rounds of this depending on the situation for the UK. If I could put a fleet down, I will prioritize that. So yeah, 61 with a cruiser and a fighter. I think everything here. Mainly just to protect this stack here. So yeah, let's see how this goes. I actually could stick this fighter on the carrier. It's not really an appealing target without a transport. So I could probably preserve the carrier now that I think about it with this fighter. It doesn't need to be anywhere else. It can't reach anywhere significant. I'm not holding West Russia. I'm gonna stack Archangel weirdly enough. I just can't deal with both of this. I can deal with this. I could chuck 4 infantry at it and see what happens. I can't even do that, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, if I'm going all in here, I actually can't touch the front line. So I guess I'm holding the point. Because yeah, I ideally want this infantry and this infantry to come here, just in case he has decent odds on Archangel. Yeah, these guys probably have to stay put. One guy moves in and I have 3 dudes. I don't think he's going to have enough pressure on this, though. Most of his air force is not in range of it. We'll see what happens here. This could go horribly wrong, despite it being an overall 70% battle for the Russians. So we will see, of course. Yeah, this should be it. Good luck to the UK. I don't know about that. I don't know. Well, no, I'm blocking the tank, so I don't think he'd hit Transjordan. That's excellent. I don't know if he'd hit that still. I don't know why you'd just potentially waste plane to hit that, but maybe taking out the UK material is just fine. Alright, a pretty good round there. Yeah, I was worried. I did want to make sure there was a fighter going into Szechuan, because that US fighter might be quite important, because I need to decide whether I need to put it here, here. Most likely here. Bomber here, 2 fighters. Bring the tank down. Infantry up. Transport of 1 dude. That should be pretty good. He could go for an early Burma stack. Not really. How many planes do I have in the area? Well, I'm going to have a fighter bomber on here, so I can move these dudes up. Yeah, and it's only going to be 3 infantry in here. Yeah, 3 infantry and yeah, fighter bomber should suffice against that. I don't think he'd stack that. Alright, bomber, fighter, and 3 infantry. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's a pretty good response to the Germans. No units lost here, very nice. Only lost 1 dude in Transjordan, that's pretty good as well. Alright, well, yeah, that is the end of yeah, UK round 1. I'll be back for USA round 1. Right. USA round 1. The Japanese retransports a tank and an infantry. Retransports to 60 and then tank infantry to Japan. Killed the transport and infantry in 41. Now the reason I did this was to give him a juicy target so I can preserve the US fleet. Most Japans often go for it, so... Okay, yeah, it took Yunnan. No units lost. Lost the fighter, killing my cruiser in 30. It took Anhui, Burma, and Buri. No units lost. Bit of a deja vu with the El Capo start. Besides the fighter loss, I'm glad I won that coin flip. Right, yeah, I got the coin flip there. Yes, this is going to be another problematic Japan. So we'll see how long he keeps this streak going. Besides that, this is a pretty standard Japan. He might try pressure India, but yeah, I think most people are aware that it can be trapped very easily. And especially if I move these guys from Transjordan to Persia, it's just not going to happen really without significant pressure like a French IC or East Indies. I can't say I expect to see that, but anything can happen, right? So with the US here, just the standard kill Germany by. Nothing too fancy. Since he's heavily invested in air, I need to try and get onto Germany's case as soon as possible, especially since Russia plans on hitting Karelia. And I'm gonna stop the J3 timing by going to 45 because it looks like he might have it. Yeah, pretty flawless all around for Japan, so he does have a lot of extra units. So let's deny that, I think. So yeah, I'm going to take Morocco here. And that'll be it for combat. I'm not seeing any weak targets here to pop. Yeah, the 2 infantry and Burma is slightly problematic. I'm just going to chuck a bomber and fighter 2 infantry. See how... Oh, I have the transport still alive. I was not expecting that at all. But Germany can kill it. Yeah, Germany, I assume he's going to leave that for Germany. So that means this bomber is occupied. So you'd have to use these fighters to hit this. Which would mean less attackers on Archangel if the stack is weak enough for him to hit, right? So it looks like he's going to have quite a few targets here for his planes. I'm going to go for a USA free timing on the battleship. So I'll leave the destroyer here. tank and infantry with a transport. With the cruiser to 12. Carrier, destroyer, sub. Fighter to Australia. And then these two fighters here. I'm going to leave it on carrier keep. Or desperate defense so the sub doesn't run away. But he does have a sub. 2 fighters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And a bomber. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, he has 3 fighters. He's got 3 fighters on that. I'm not sure if that's a target worth risking air power on. But we will see. I might move the UK sub into 45. This fighter will go to Archangel. Bomber to UK. Fighter here. Infantry here with 1. And then pick up the A gun and infantry. Battleship and destroyer. He's got a submarine and a fighter. This bomber goes to... doesn't make it. Is that enough for that? Then I need this guy to come across. And then I have 2 transports worth. Carrier, destroyer, 2 transports, 2 infantry. Right sports. Yep. I'm going to be expending infantry, so I need more of them. Now, yeah, I don't recommend this. This is experimental. I'm seeing how this will play out after a Karelia strafe. I don't know how many rounds we're going to go in for. It really does depend on how the dice go. It's that simple. So, we go back to the battle here. 15 versus 13. Overall, the battle was a 69.4. To win, 61.2 to conquer without sacking fighters first. One dude needs to go to West Russia. Oh, not really. I could chuck 4 guys at this. Leave this empty. No, I'm not a fan of that because if the tanks live, then they can blitz. Yeah, I need to leave 1 dude for West Russia. So I can't use these guys to engage. They'll just have to sit and defend. He could go for a Ukraine stack. I welcome that. For the most part. Yeah, I can't really do anything to that. That relieves pressure from the north. It allows the allies easier access through the north. He might go for a Ukraine stack. Yeah, alright, let's lock this in. That's all I'm doing. Unlikely, but it is a 70%. Roughly. So yeah, I wish you good luck, Russia. This will be a key battle, for sure. And that is a total wipeout. That's probably game. If I'm being completely honest. I think that is game. We'll see what I can do here, but this is so... This is so brutal. Yeah, I mean, that is just some of the worst dice rolling I've seen. I mean, that's game. Surely. He just hits Archangel, right? I only got 3 hits, and he got... I mean, look at the hit ratio for his infantry. I mean, all of them hit. Seriously? Six hits. Okay. Yeah, this is probably game. Let's just take a couple screenshots of that. That's quite brutal. So yeah, heavily outnumbered and just a pitiful dice rolls from the Russians. I cannot justify going in again, and I think Archangel's wiped. That is GG. The only thing that can stop Germany is if he gets diced himself. It is that simple. Unbelievable. The game is over before it even started. Now, I mean, yeah, there's risk to it, but yeah, well, is what it is, I guess. That is utterly brutal. Double AA hit Snake Eyes, and then 6 of his 8 infantry got a hit. I only got 3. Yeah, I mean, that's so game defining. Yeah, this will be a very quick game. It's a good job on going KGF. Not that it really matters. Losing both Russian fighters is utterly devastating. I do think he just wipes Archangel, and there's nothing I can do about it. So, yep. Do I give him like a favorable battle on the Caucasus here? What does he have? He has 4 infantry, a battleship bombard, and 3 planes. 4 guys. It's 5. There's 8 units. 8 on 8. That's exactly 8 on 8. Yeah, well, that's all I have, right? Yeah, I don't think the Allies can come back from that. To be to be completely honest, yeah, I actually have no words. I've recently lost a 93%, so I've gotten yeah. I'm not even mad about this. It's another thing where I'm just glad that it's on video. I don't know. Yeah, well. But the way I see it, this is GG already. This is GG. Yeah. Like, if we're being completely honest, if I went in again, this gets wiped regardless. So I need him to whiff like 6 infantry, 9 tanks. But the game's over. So yeah. Alright, well that's the end of Russia round 2. And I'll be back for UK round 2. Right. UK round 2. 14 infantry for the Germans. 2 to Karelia, 3 to Italy, and 9 to Germany. Took out the transport in 34. Took Egypt, losing an infantry. It took West Russia, no units lost, stacking it, and of course, just to no big surprise, wiped out Archangel. Yeah, the Allies are so so far behind. It's not even funny. So I'm going to offer Japan a favourable battle on India. See if he goes for a round 2 India take. He can use transport and then transport the other 3 dudes down directly into Burma and stag it pretty hard and retrade it. So I'm not going to offer him. I'm not going to offer him like an 80%. I'll offer him like a 65. On average, he has a bomber and an artillery left. So yeah, that will be the play. There's nothing else really to say. So it'd be an infantry, 2 tanks with a carrier for 8. Now I could offer Germany a 60% on 8, but I might as well just take the points because he's got all of his aircraft in the Karelia. So he can go 1, 2, 3. If I take both, he can't land anywhere. Moscow is safe. I can get roughly 20 infantry there, and he has like a no chance of taking. I'm going to have to take this. I mean, I don't know. There's a small chance the Allies come back, but this is unbelievably brutal. I watched the combat and my AA gun missed. So I think I rolled 2 6s and a 2, or 3 6s, whatever. It probably was 3 6s, I wouldn't be surprised. The complete polar opposites of both AA gun outcomes. Just to add insult to injury. So yeah. Yeah, this will be the buy. There's nothing really, anything else to this. The US will take this. And that is it. I don't even think I'm trading this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm behind, so I'm going to strategic bomb Karelia. Land in Moscow if it lives. That's pretty much it. This bomber... What am I doing? I mean, the bomber doesn't need to be in India this turn. I could bomb Karelia and Germany. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That doesn't make it. Do you want the bomber in range of this? I can't hold the Caucasus this turn. It's just not going to happen. I don't think. I can make him fight for it, but he can efficiently trade it with his air force. It doesn't really work. I suppose I might as well do something with this bomber, right? At this point, I wouldn't be this aggressive with the strategic bombings, but something needs to work for the Allies. Germany already has an inflated income round 2, so yeah, this will do, I think. No real well thought out plans here. The dice just need to start working for me. Alright, well, good luck to the UK. Very dramatic. I'll definitely take a 5. That's quite generous. I can't say I'll take the 1 though. That's just not needed. Yeah, that really does suck. But well, what more could go wrong realistically in this game here? So the submarine here, carrier run away. I need 2 dudes, so I can move 2 guys here, move the A-gun back. Fighter. Yeah, I mean, this sort of stuff just needs to not happen. Like, I need the dice to give me something back, to come back in this game. Doesn't look like it will happen. This fight can go here because I don't need it for 8. But he can just stack France and just stop this nonsense the following round. Yeah, it really isn't looking good for the Allies at all. Yeah, that is the end of UK round 2. And I'll be back for USA round 2. Right. USA round 2. 2 bombers, and artillery, and 2 infantry for Japan. Everything to Japan here. Took Yakut, Soviet Far East, Sinkiang, Szechuan 4-3, attacked India and failed, retreating with a bomber and 2 fighters, losing 3 infantry and artillery and 2 fighters. He killed 3 tanks, 2 infantry and an AA gun. Slightly, I think that's roughly even, but I'll take that. I'll take anything, to be honest. And I think I'm planning on going for a second round on trying to hold this. He has another 66% chance to conquer. So yeah. I'm gonna buy a destroyer to remove his bombards because he's got 3. And hope that he whiffs. Most of his units are attacking infantry. I'm praying that he just whiffs everything. Pretty much it. I'm going to send all the American fighters in, and I think I'm going to pull back. Depending on the situation, I can give India up and sacrifice the American fighters. Obviously, I do not recommend doing that either, but desperate times right now. AP is disgustingly roughly almost a 50-point lead. Round 2. Yeah. So, with the US here, 4 infantry, 2 artilleries with 3 transports. I'm going to have to greed pretty hard here. Nothing else to it, really. The only thing I'm doing this turn is taking Northern to protect the UK fleet and then sacking my transport for Norway. What I'm going to do is actually move my fleet into 2 and dead zone the Archangel, or at least have it so that the US can trade. I'm just going to have to sack transports to keep trading Archangel, I think, because the Russians just can't do anything. I think I might move into 49. At the same time that my aircraft goes into India, because then he's got a... Not really a difficult choice, you just go for India, but my fleet will be here. And I'm probably just going to sack my fleet off if he wants to hit it. I've not calced it, but he can get just 2 fighters, a carrier, battleship, 3 fighters and 3 bombers, and his entire fleet. But if that saves India, so be it. Not a lot of choice at all. And I guess I bomb Germany. Again. I have no idea how I'm going to kill this battleship. But bringing the pain to Germany or Europe is just far too important. Yeah, I guess I just bomb Germany. Just keep bombing Germany. It needs to... I just need these to work, right? Nothing else to it. Yeah, let's just go take New Guinea. It's whatever, really. I'll definitely take that. Alright, I'm glad that worked. What's the point in sending the battleship for it to miss? So he's put the sub here, so he's looking like he's eyeing this up. I'm going to put a US destroyer here. If he wants to kill the destroyer with... Oh, it's not a possible move. I'm going to leave a US destroyer and a UK carrier in 23. This cruiser. I'm thinking 2 now. So I can actually somewhat stack it with a fleet if I need to. Don't need these guys. One, two, three, four. That works. Might see if I can stick the UK into 6 and then buy a... I don't know. I just don't have many resources with the UK. It all died in Archangel. And I'm pretty confident that this little gambit would have worked if I just got an average result. That's it, right? I'm pretty sure this would have been a neat little move if it just got an average result in Corellia and just did not get diced. Yeah, that'll be it from the US. One, two, not a problem. I'm trying to dead zone the Caucasus with the Russians, and hopefully my superior numbers are enough to stop him. Not really, though. It's not going to do anything. If he puts the Japanese fighters there, he's kind of sealed. And these 10 units will move up, so he's going to get a Karelia and a Caucasus stack with Germany. Still think the game is over. There's a slim chance for the Russians here. Yeah, I should have 1, 12, and 5. Yep, for a 74.9. Hold. I welcome that fight. I have to take this. It just has to work. Roughly a 90% battle. So, we'll see, right? I'm not... Yeah, there's nothing else to do. Japan takes all this money. There's nothing I can do about it. Good luck to Russia. That forces Germany to at least deal with this problem as well, so... Yep. Yep, that's correct. Japan's gonna have a 66 on India again. I assume he can wipe my fleet with no problem, but that's a distraction, nothing more. Assuming he gets an average result, then the US will roughly have a 60% to take back India with just 2 infantry. And Germany has a 24.2% on Russia. And then I'm going to put the UK carrier here and he could go for it, I guess. I just need some little wins, and of course this major win here and here. Stay in the game. Alright, that's the end of Russia round 3. And I'll be back for UK round 3. Alright. UK round 3. 1 artillery and 11 infantry for the Germans here. And repaired 8 to Berlin. Took out the transport in Season 3. Took the Caucasus and Transjordan 4-3. Took Anglo-Egyptian Sudan, losing an infantry. Took Morocco, no units lost. Took France, stacking it, no units lost. Oh, lost an infantry actually. Took Northern Europe, losing an infantry. And then failed Archangel, miraculously. I lost 1 infantry, killing 3 and 1 fighter. Yeah, that feels bad. Got a bit too comfortable, I think, only sending 3 infantry against 4. So, but I'll definitely take that, of course. That is a miracle outcome, to be honest. I'll take anything. And the Allies were quite responsive this round. Excellent. So, Germany has backed off, which I was not expecting. I was expecting a Caucasus stack, but I suppose it is a kill Germany, so maybe it's preferable for him to take a forward defensive position and try and stall until Japan can get into gear. Yeah, so Germany backed off, which is great. It relieves a ton of pressure, and I really was worried of a Germany stacking the Caucasus and then Japan going in on India, winning, and then stacking the Caucasus with its planes. That would have been detrimental. So yeah. It's still pretty bad for the Allies position-wise, but that outcome in Archangel is definitely very much needed considering the battering the Allies have taken so far. Yeah, so the plan with the UK here would be to buy an infantry, destroyer, and 2 fighters. And the destroyer 2 fighters will be for India. I'm going to put the destroyer down to take away his 3 bombards. Alright, so yeah, I think the only thing the UK is doing this turn is taking Finland, because I'm going to threaten a Finland stack. Don't know if I can. I think that's too much. But we'll see what I can do here. Yeah, it's probably, I don't think I've got enough Americans just yet. 2, 3, 4. 2. That doesn't work. The problem is the German battleship. I just can't deal with it until like round 5, I guess. But he didn't buy any units for Italy, so he doesn't really have any real use for the battleship besides going to take Madagascar. I can't really close the canal either, so he will most likely escape. He might 1-2 India. Slight chance. Infantry tank. 2, 3, 4, 5. And bomber, technically. But the US can actually still move in. So, yeah, I don't expect him to do that. Alright, well, there's nothing else to do. I'm pretty confident I can stack 3. Even with a carrier drop. I mean, what's he got? That's 6v. Bringing down the destroyer and the carrier up. I'm going to have a cruiser carrier. Cruiser destroyer carrier fighter. Almost 6 on 6. I might have to leave the UK fighter on season 3 here. Can't allow him to wipe out my fleet. Yeah, that'll be it. As a Japan, I wouldn't take it. He's ahead. He doesn't need to take risks. Suppose I should have bombed Germany. Oh well. I'll move him here then. These guys, this guy has nothing to do. Could hit Australia, but I would prefer that, of course. Or would I? To be honest, I think he just wipes out the US fleet. Do I move here? I mean, I'm offering him the sub, the US fleet, and these units in Western Australia. And hopefully he goes for them, besides India. But, yeah, like I said, he only has a tank and bomber left on average. Is it worth it all? Oh, no, I've miscalculated. Yeah, these tanks can blitz. Crap. That's pretty bad. No, he has an 88. Do I sack the... US fighters then? Yeah, I'm gonna have to commit. I'm already too far gone. Otherwise, I would have traded both of these territories. And I sacked the US fleet for nothing, basically. I would prefer BS to commit everything. Yeah, so Japan has an 81.9 to conquer. With 23.6 IPC profit for him. On average, he'll have a tank, a fighter, and 3 bombers left. Which is completely fine for him because he's killing 5 allied aircraft. Yeah, I mean, I think the game's too far gone. I have to commit to this. This is a miscalculation again. Unfortunate. Yeah, I mean the game in a ranked, especially if Japan takes India, it'd be forfeit worthy. Because if Japan's gonna have India round 3 and the Allies have no position on Karelia, and the Allies have lost so much material already, kind of kind of GG. The Axis just take control. And, yeah, Japan's already all over Africa round 4. Round 5. Yeah, well, I have to stick to it, unfortunately. Well, there's always a chance the US can retake it for a turn. There is always that chance. So yeah, well... Well, I mean, surely the position can't get any worse than here. We'll find out for sure. But it's a pretty bad mistake. Yep. Well, good luck to the UK. And the Allies in India. Maybe I'll get lucky and he gets pulled ice. At the end of the day, I'm behind. So I have to take risks. And offer somewhat favourable battles and hope he gets diced. That's the only real way I can come back from this position. Alright. Started eating. Yeah, at the end of UK round 3, we'll be back for USA round 3. Right. USA round 3. Japan bought 2 fighters, 6 infantry. Everything to Japan. Took a bunch of free territory. Killed my destroyer. And then took India. Yeah, that's pretty crushing. Considering the result he just got. He got a top 23% result. There's absolutely no way I can retaliate. And he didn't lose a single aircraft. Yeah, it's absolutely just brutal dice in this game. Yeah. That was a little respite of an outcome in Arch, but I mean, I did miscalc slightly. But he still got way above average for a result. So this stuff is just killing me. It really is. Well, the US is going to buy an infantry tank, transport fighter, and an industry. The Allies just don't have an air force, which is very rare for my Allies games. Everything's just gone wrong, and I've lost all my aircraft everywhere. I mean, it could be argued that I should have actually abandoned India, but... well, I'm too far behind anyway. I'm going to get an industry for Norway. I'm going to offer Germany a 50-50 on the fleet. If he wins that battle, I'm probably just going to straight up concede. Yeah, he has to carry a drop, though. On average, he has a bomber left. Yep. I have a 48.8, so if he wants to go for this battle, if he wins it and gets the average result, I will actually just concede. I think I'm not seeing how the Allies can recover after losing everything, right? Absolutely everything. So, I'm going to come down to Morocco again. Could kill the sub, but I'm actually just going to sit in 13 with 2 planes. I'm actually going to try trade the Caucasus here. And that'll be it for the US. There's nothing to really do here. I could take East Indies for a turn. Does absolutely nothing. I could take, or try and take Borneo and sack 2 destroyers. What does that really achieve? Not a whole lot, really. I mean, this is just this does absolutely nothing for me. Yeah, I mean, he's got an inflated air force because he should have lost quite a few planes engaging India. Yeah, I mean, there's just nothing else to do. Well, that'll be it, right? Yeah, the bomber being in Karelia, I think it stops me using C-Zone 2. If I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3. Well, you could 1-2 it, but I do have the UK available for that. Standing. Yeah, I'll take that. I'm gonna leave this guy here so he can't blitz his tanks. I need a destroyer. Transport. Right. Guy comes here. These guys will be dropped off. And yeah, that's it. I don't think I miscalculated this. Yeah, I should have. Yep, 2 fighters. Destroyer with a cruiser. Yep. 2 carriers. Gonna stay on. Let's switch to AC before cruiser here. This fleet has absolutely nothing to do. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. It serves no purpose being here anymore. I mean, I could come back to 53 and buy 2 guys the following turn and put 2 dudes there. And then send my fleet off. Or I bring it back. Dude, he's going to go for the point cap. I'm not seeing... Yeah, he just commits his entire fleet to Hawaii and wins the game that way. Yeah. I have 2 turns to prepare for a defense for Hawaii. Good luck to Russia. Wow, I cannot believe this. I have to trade as efficiently as possible here. I can't afford to just waste units. The rolls just have to work for me. Well, well, I can't even fully stack Caucasus anymore because he's got 3 tanks and 4 fighters. Do I bait him to go for the Moscow take? Yeah, probably. All right. Well, yeah, I need something here to get back in the game. So this might be a chance to have Germany sack their entire air force and still fail to take Moscow. So I'm going to offer a 50-50. You will have 51.3% to take at a -9 attacker profit. So it's almost net neutral, so it's a worthy coin flip to go for, and hopefully I get lucky, right? I have an AA gun, 6 dudes, an artillery piece with 2 bombers. The bombers will die after the AA gun. The game is so far behind for the Allies, it's not even funny at this point. And yeah, the Russian poor result on Karelia, I forget the exact odd. I think it's a 0.18. Let me go back and find it. Yeah, Germany got a 0.18, a top 0.18 defensive result for a round 1, which is absolutely crushing. And then, yeah, I mean, Germany got bad dice there and lost the fighter, but it's not in comparison to the Karelia defense. The Russian fighters are just way too precious, and he wiped out all the Allied expensive material, including all of the Russians' artillery and tanks and the Allied fighters. And then, yeah, the top 23% from the Japanese. So, yeah, crushing dice from the Axis so far. Alright, so that'll be 6 more infantry for all the Russians. I mean, at least this failing has given me this opportunity to offer him this opportunity to win the game. So, yeah. We'll see what he does. Yeah. That'll be the end of Russia round 3. Russia round 4, actually. And I'll be back for UK round 4. Right. UK round 4. 12 infantry and 3 artilleries for the Germans. 2 to Karelia, 3 and 7 to Germany, and 3 to Italy. Took a bunch of free territory. Then wiped out the Caucasus. I thought this game couldn't get any worse, but it did. If he had just taken Moscow, then the game would have been ended, but no. He went for a wipe of the Caucasus. And he got a top result again. So, yeah, they absolutely just insane dice from the Axis this game. Yeah, that is a top 32%. So it's not over. It's not an overly insane outcome, but it is an above average one yet again. I feel like I've said 32% already for another combat, but so be it. So Russia's going to have to somehow take the Caucasus back and also West Russia, but he can trade it for another turn because he's got all of his air in range, so he could just keep trading it. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it. Because Russia just doesn't have the money to recover after that. Yeah, I did kind of forget that tanks could just come across like that. And they just didn't have to hit Moscow. I didn't calc it. I'm not calcing many of these battles anymore. Besides the super important ones, because no matter the odds, I just need the dice to give me a chance back in this game. So I'm just offering these favorable battles, and I'm not getting anything out of it. So basically, the game is going how it should be going for his results, despite me taking a 70% earlier and getting absolutely brutalized by the dice. Yeah, I mean, I want to throw in the towel, but if I can crack Karelia, then there's a very, very slim chance I can stabilize Russia. But the Axis already dominate the economic. They already dominate the eco. It's round 4, so the Allies have lost the economic advantage and the AP. So yeah, I mean, there's still a slight chance. I'm gonna buy 2 dudes with a transport destroyer and a cruiser. I think that's it, to be honest. I'm gonna air raid this unit. I think, where's the US going this turn? Taking this. I think I'm gonna go down here. What was that? 1, 2. Yeah, I'm taking this. There's still like very little hope of killing this German battleship as well. Yeah, I'm definitely taking this. I guess I have to reconquer Africa, but Japan's already gonna just retake it afterwards. Yeah, I mean, I'm only giving this game a slight chance because it is a league game and not a regular ranked. I would have definitely forfeited after that Russian result. This is probably one of my worst allied games I've tried playing through. What would I have? 2 destroyers, a cruiser, and a carrier. It's 6. Then move this US in. And then the US can take Northern. And send some units to United Kingdom so I can still pressure. And the problem is that I can't stack it then because I need ships in 3 still. Interesting. Maybe I offer the maybe I have to I don't know. I mean, too much of it's favorable for him. It's way too favorable for him. Maybe I buy a fighter. Buy a fighter here and then buy a destroyer for 5 and offer him 2 favorable battles. And then stack this fleet into 8 maybe. Then I can't clear up Africa. I'd have to leave at least a destroyer in 23, or at least the cruiser. But leaving 1 transport here, so he would have 1 transport to prize here, 1 here. Well, it'd technically be 2 actually, and then it'll be 2 here as well. That's 3 targets that are favorable for him. Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's see how that goes. I don't have much hope at all for this game, so I guess we'll see what happens, of course. It's going to have to be carrier keep first, just in case. Yeah, clears this with a single bomber. And then I can switch the following turn. I might see if we can finish this game today. I mean, yeah, that's the end of UK round 4, and I'll be back for US round 4. Okay. USA round 4. I'm going to quickly do an overview here and get this game done. We're going to try and blitz it out. I'm very close to forfeiting myself anyway. Yeah, 2 infantry, a tank, aircraft carrier, destroyer, transport. So it looks like he's going to build up to a DC win. There's not really much I can do about it, to be honest. Took Persia, failed Kazakh, and failed Novo, miraculously. But the problem is that he stacked the Caucasus, which it was a target I was going to hit with the Russians. Yeah, so that's very, very bad. So I'm going to take West Russia here. I think the idea is to buy a fighter and a destroyer. Fighter for 3, destroyer for 5. What's the plan? This guy's coming down here. I can't protect both targets, that's the problem. So maybe I just come down to 23. And I take this, bring the extra two dudes. Oh no, that's not going to happen, is it? I'm going to take 1 dude and take this. Yeah, that should be fine. I can actually leave it there and trade it again the following turn. So if I buy... I need 2 dudes for this side to try and hold and stop the point cap. I have 2 turns to prepare a defense. So... I guess 2 dudes and a transport. Another destroyer for 11. I don't have any more men. Maybe I buy a tank. I can't do that. I'm buying ships for here. I'm gonna try and stack this. I don't think it's gonna work. I'll stick the AA gun down. I guess I could buy a destroyer. I have nothing else to really spend my money on. So, yeah, this will be the buy. Not an optimal one at all. I'm gonna leave a destroyer with it, so he could engage with the submarine. I'll take this. I'll take 1 transport. Come here. Bomber. That's very problematic. I was hoping to wipe that out, but that's just not going to be the case. I think bombing here is a good idea. And that'll be it for combat. Good luck to the US. Alright, I'm on the continent. Take that. I'll leave a destroy here. Hopefully it lives. Oh, interesting. I didn't actually need to buy a fighter, but it's too late now. Oh no, it doesn't matter. I just do that. Move forward. Yeah, I've not calculated the odds at all for any of this stuff. The cruiser will come here. This transport... Is this safe? I think it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is for now, yeah. 2 transports come back. The problem is I have no men to shuck after this turn. Maybe the game's more over than I thought because I have no men except the artillery piece. Buying an extra destroyer was a mistake. Oh well. Alright. That's pretty bad, actually. I'm gonna have surplus transports for absolutely no reason. Yeah, this is pretty bad. He might have odds. I doubt it, but I can clench up. I don't need to block any of this. Yeah, I definitely can't hit that now. That's not gonna happen. Do I want to block the tank blitz? Yeah, I mean, it is tanks, right? You want to stop that as much as you can. But yeah, I welcome him hitting me, and hopefully I get lucky with dice. Yep. I might Hail Mary. But I think he's just got way too much power. I think he just stacks it. He can trade it and then bring his tanks home by 2 guys. Even before then, Japan puts his fighters there. So yeah, I mean, all right. Germany round 5. 16 infantry and repaired 3 to Karelia. 2, 4, and 10 to their respective recruit slots. Took Archangel for 3, took Northern, no units lost, took Baltic. No units lost, took West Russia, no units lost. Ran away. Okay, that's interesting. Well, I'm gonna blitz here. Or here. Probably here. Interesting. The UK could hit this, but there's just too many problems with doing that. J Air here. It's just too much, so I think I'll try and hit a Baltic. I have 2 cruisers, so I can buy. I think I'll save this for next round. Yeah, there's not really much I could do with that money, to be honest. Could buy a tank. Yeah, I'd prefer more consistent dice, though. And I could buy a transport. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would need to leave a US destroyer in range of it somewhere, from somewhere. Probably this one. Yeah. Leave it there. I think I do hit this and pray for like a god tier result. I don't really have much going for me. I don't have to fear too much of him hitting this. One, 2, 3. I welcome Japan hitting this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he would land here. So be it. He could kill this cruiser, but I might pick off a bomber. Blitz this. I'll do a doctrine check, but he's definitely got this on submerge. Yeah, implausible to the max, but I don't have a choice, to be honest. Okay, dude. How many boats have I got going here? 3. Technically 6 units in there. So I could leave a lone UK destroyer in 7. Yeah, I don't really care if you Japanese hit this, to be honest. Yep. I don't think that was a bad result from the UK, but him getting triple hitbacks the last round does not help. Right, USA 5 here. 2 fighters, an artillery and infantry for Japan, and an industrial complex for Manchuria. Yeah, infantry artillery to India, and yeah, 2 fighters to Japan. Little bit of luck. Took Vologda, took French Madagascar, took Kazakh, no units lost. Lost a bomber killing Cylon 8, and then failed to kill my destroyer and transport 23. Bit of luck there. He moved his fleet into 17, might stack 14. Yep, and then could possibly directly threaten the UK and do a sea line. That'd be an interesting turn of events for sure. Alright. Yeah, and then just stacked harder into the Caucasus and put bombers in France. Did not push forward, so it's like he's given up on that idea for now. Maybe not. Still got 2 carriers and 3 fighters and a destroyer battleship that could still push forward. So I might add the 2 dudes still. 2 dudes there. Tanks. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at the very least. The transports. Right, so I'm going to take Libya. I'm going to blitz French Equatorial to force him to come back. You're being shucked. You guys are being shucked. There is a risk if Germany hits Zone 3 and wipes it. That's probably the game. I could luck against his battleship. Bomber v battleship, but that's so unlikely. But maybe that's what I need to do. What would he do with it? Absolutely nothing. Well, he could move here and take Morocco, I guess. I could clear Vologda. I could bomb. Doesn't really do anything though, does it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I have to continue to stack this, no matter his odds on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could do that, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah, there's nothing else to it. It'll be a 6v5. No, I mean, 2 bombers against a lone destroyer is just not going to do anything for me. It really isn't. That'll do. 2 tanks. 2 dudes. Rest here. What's my income? 9. Rather get to 12. Could try West Russia. I can't really. I'll have to stick with. Yeah, let's try it, I guess. I'll do 1 round of it. Well, as long as I kill the unit. Worth it? No. He should have odds relatively soon here. Being honest, he could do some weird sea lion play with both of the fleets. I don't think that would work, if I'm being honest. Alright, UK6 here. 14 and 2. 2 and 2 to the Caucasus. 2 to Karelia, 10 to Germany. Continue to stack Karelia and France. Moved the battleship. I did think he was going to go and do that. I'm going to leave an option for him to hit the UK. He has some Japanese bombers to try and clear it, but that's a bit too obvious. I do have some US fighters, so he has to do it on... Didn't bring any fighters in range, so it's not too obvious. It's not really worth it. Took Algeria, took French Equatorial, took Belgian Congo, took Vologda, no units lost. Yep, that seems about right. There's nothing else to do here, so just probably hide in 5. I'm going to try and mask my intentions of hitting this. I think I'll try and Hail Mary it with the US without Japanese influence. But obviously, if he goes there with the Japanese anyway, it's impossible. So I'll try and hide my influence and just grab income with the UK and sack off my artillery. Yeah, because I can't really do both. It's not really going to work. Unless I use 2 transports to take both, use the last one to pick up an infantry and AA gun. So I won't need to buy... I need 2 dudes. That's still 2 transports. Yeah, so 2... 1 and 1. AA gun. Here. I have 2 artillery, so I need an artillery and 3 infantry. Then I can't spend anything else. I can buy a fighter. I guess. Yeah. That works. Get a fighter. Nice. I'm going to blitz this for the UK, and I'm going to move my sub 28. He could do infantry versus tank. I don't fancy his odds. Yeah, I'm going to try and mask the fact that I'm going to hit this. Don't have anything else to do. Now, he left that empty. That's nice of him. Yeah, that'll do. Here. Yep, that seems pretty good to me. It's either that or I charge up for a round 7 hit, but it's way too obvious. He's got 2 tanks and 4 fighters ready for it. So I might hit it with the US and then call it quits. We'll see what happens, of course. Depends what Japan does. The US won't have any better odds here, and he's physically not reinforced it with anything. But if he puts the 2 tanks, 4 fighters, it's kind of over, to be honest. Seals the deal for me. Look at that, 24 income. Making some money with the UK now. I do apologise for not introducing each round. I'm just trying to blitz and get this game over with here. Right, USA round 6. 10, 1, 1 and 1. All the Japanese here. Tank, artillery, infantry to India. 3 infantry to Manchuria. 6 infantry and a fighter to Japan. Took Novo for 3. Took Libya. No units lost. Moved into 14. Which is interesting. He might aerate the UK. If he could pull off a Sea Lion, it doesn't really work. He would have the Japanese would have to nuke themselves first, and then Japan goes in. But I still have fighters, so stayed put. Now I'm happy with this. I was kind of worried he'd move the Japan here, but I'm going to hit this now. This is my only end. This is probably the best chance I have with the US before he actually flies his fighters and moves tanks over. So this will be my best shot. Yeah, I mean, if he moves into 9, that's kind of game over, to be honest. That's super game over. 2's moving out, but I need as many men as possible, so I don't think I could stop it anyway, but let's just buy a DD for the sake of it. I can hit that. Yeah, well, it depends. If I have Air Force left, I'd be able to hit that pretty hard. Where'd that transport go? It's here. Well, I'm going to commit this tank here. It's got nothing else to do. And I'm going to hit this with everything I have. What's that? 16 verse... Oh, that's so garbage. It really is. 18. 14. Yeah, that's really bad. A really bad attack. But I don't have anything else going for the US. He definitely moves his fighters up next round, so it's now or never. Yeah, that's fine. I'll probably hit this, and then the Russians will hit this, see what happens. I don't think anyone can see any path to victory here. I definitely don't see it. I'm not going to calc it. I'm just going to go in and pray. Well, it's not a bad round one, but need to excel. Like, my dice need to excel. Do I just... Maybe I do sack, because then the UK can take it. As if that means anything, right? Yeah, I'll go in again. Yeah, well, that's not gonna cut it. It really isn't. Yep. Well, I think I'm gonna throw in the towel here. I'm just not... After that needed to be a miracle outcome. I didn't expect too much from it, but if I had gotten 4 hits and I killed all of his tanks, I would actually have the UK go for Karelia, but it doesn't really matter. Because he just moves 20 units and then retakes it. Interesting. Bit of an awkward buy. That's a really bad buy, actually. Well, yeah, I can block his tanks, but then it doesn't matter, right? Does he have odds? 9, 9, 2, and 5, surely, right? Yeah, well... I'm pretty sure he's gonna have odds on this. Odds on Moscow. It wasn't... 15 and 3 and 1? You might not, so I could go in for a round and see what happens with that. I mean, this is just pure desperation for anything at this point, so... You know, that's not too bad. That was actually not a bad round for the Russians there, but I'm not sure it matters. Yeah, I mean, I'm committing so much material to not even put a dent into Germany. Right, UK round 7. This will probably be the last round. Final round here. 16 and 1. 1 and 9 to Germany. 2 infantry to Karelia. 2 infantry to Italy. And 3 to Caucasus. Took a bunch of free territory. Took Northwestern for free. Took West Russia for free. Took Archangel, no units lost. Took Baltic, no units lost. Pure flawless round for Germany, as if they need it already. Yeah. I'm gonna hit this with the UK and give up, I think. Yeah, I have nothing to spend my money on. I'll do that. As if it matters. I'm just gonna hit Karelia. It's an impossible battle, pretty much, but I don't have anything else. But maybe a miracle will happen. Yeah, ELRIC's playing all the correct moves. He's taking 0 risks. Did I forget to bring a fighter to combat? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I did. Oh well. That's... Tell you what, if I brought out fighter, it might have made a slight difference. But well, at least I killed a German fighter. Alright, I think that'll be it. I can't really justify going anymore. He just sticks the 3 Japanese tanks and the 3 Japanese fighters. Maybe even the bombers, and stops the US taking it. So that'll be the game. Alright, finally the game is over. I've pretty much exhausted all opportunity for the Allies to come back. And the game was pretty much over from round 2. Which is a shame, really. Yeah, below average West Russia. I think that's below average, 3 losses. Or it's bang on average, I'm not sure, I can't remember. Then I had a good start on a Ukraine attack, but then it just went downhill, and then I only took it with a tank left. Pretty standard Germany turn. Stacked it and offered a 70% for me, which I did take. Russia 2 and got absolutely destroyed by the dice. Aegon shot both my planes, and he got 6 out of 8 hits for his infantry. He had 8 infantry sitting there, and 6 of them got a hit. In the first round, now, the statistic for a 1-round strafe, that sort of outcome from Russia was a 0.18. So yeah, Germany got a 0.18 defensive result for Karelia for a 1-round strafe. That is the most defining battle I've seen in this game. Considering yet it is another favourable battle where I have just been absolutely rinsed by the dice. Unforgiving. So yeah. I guess it happens. I've just recently lost I forget the odds. I think I lost 93.3%, and Germany got like a top like 0.87 defensive result on a Berlin defense. So I just don't have the energy or the anger to get mad. So yeah, so once that happened, basically trying to offer as many 50-50s and slightly favourable battles for the Germans. He didn't really take anything. He didn't take Moscow. He wiped Archangel, all the Allied important assets. He went for India J2, failed, but did retreat in the end. And then he had like a 75% to take India the following round, and got a top 24%, I think. Let me look back on some of the notes. Yeah, Japan got a top 23% on a India take, and then he got a top 32% on the Caucasus. So throughout the entire game, the dice were just completely in his favor. I don't think any amount of dice would bring me back into this game. It's 100 attack power now. Yeah. But despite the dice, yeah, ELRIC is still a very good player. Especially in the end game, I was offering these, yeah, like I said, 50-50 battles, favourable battles. He wasn't taking any too risky battles. And I had to take every risk, and it didn't work in the end. So yeah, Yeah, in a normal ranked game, if after that result, that is pretty much forfeit worthy. But sometimes in these games, you can claw it back, or even maybe your opponent makes a mistake, but that's super unlikely anyway. And then, especially when Japan took India round 3, which is brutal enough anyway. If J3 timing can be achieved, and the Allies have no pressure on Karelia. In a standard game, if Japan takes India, and you have no France or Karelia stack in progress or taken, or is going to be taken, yeah, it's pretty much game. To be honest, yeah. So yeah, GG and well played to ELRIC. I just wish the dice were more average and we could have had a more drawn out game with with more strategy from my side besides just taking blatant risks. Yeah, so yeah, GG and well played to ELRIC. So yeah, that'll be the end of this game. A short and sweet one, hopefully. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Appreciate your time, and I'll catch you in the next one.